Hi, everybody. This is Miss Hildreth, and I am starting videos. I am creating videos, and so bear with me. They are kind of cheesy, but I think they're very beneficial for a couple reasons. First off, I think there's going to be some times when you may have an appointment, be on vacation, be sick, and you need to know what went on in class. So this way, you're at class, you're in class learning outside of class, possibly. So I'm just going to use fifth period. And so typically, the other reason I do this is because I know you like to email me if you have a question. I'm totally fine with that. But there's sometimes that I may not be able to answer your question. So this way you have a resource to look back on if you're not sure how to do something. So we're going to get started. So we're going to go to the classwork tab today. And if we scroll down, you're going to see economics. And you're going to see an assignment. It's actually a draft, but it'll be in your classroom tomorrow for the students that have me on black days, because tomorrow is a black day. So it'll be 5th, 7th, and 8th period that will get this first. So as you can tell, I have directions on the assignment page, as well as a worksheet, and I have a Google Doc for you. Now, just a reminder, you don't have to do everything digitally. I know some teachers say you have to turn in everything digitally. I'm okay with you writing it on a sheet of notebook paper. So let me go through the directions. First off, students will read the directions and complete this task. Number 2, students will read the sentences and work with members of their group or independently to come up with a prediction of what the word means based on context clues in the sentences. Number 3, students will write a prediction on a sheet of notebook paper and turn it into the bucket or type it on a Google Doc provided for each student. And as you look, here is the worksheet that you all probably picked up off the counter, or if you're looking at it on Classroom, you have it in front of you. Here is the Google Doc. I make a copy for everyone. And once I finish going through the directions, I'm going to show you how to set up the Google Doc so that you will know what I'm looking for when you are putting your heading and your title. Okay, so we'll go over that in just a couple minutes. Even if you write it on a sheet of notebook paper, you still have to have that heading in the corner and a title on your paper. So even digitally or handwritten, it's the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to jump right in. Okay, so here's our vocabulary predictions paper. It's for economics. Okay, so number 1, under directions, students will go to Google Classroom and the Classwork tab, which you should already be at if you're watching this video. Students will find the economics vocabulary predictions assignment. Then, number 2, students will read the directions completely, then they will begin the assignment. Number 3, then the students will read the sentences that are written below from the unit. Number 4, after the students finish reading them, they will make and write a prediction for each. They will write their predictions in complete sentences and try to use the words correctly. So, here's an example. I didn't finish the sentence. I'm showing you how I want it set up. So if our word was available, the students would start their sentences by saying, I think available means because, or available means because. And you're going to give me a prediction of what you think it is, a possible definition. Now, remember, predictions are it's going off of prior knowledge, it's going off of the context clues and what information you find in that sentence. So when you get the actual definitions, you may find that you were spot on, correct? Or you may find that, hey, you know what, I was totally off, and that's okay. It's a prediction. So number 5, once the students have completed their vocabulary predictions, they will turn them into Google Classroom or the bucket. Students may work with a partner or individual for this part of the assignment. Now, just a quick reminder, and this will prove if you watch the video. If you write them on a sheet of notebook paper, which I will remind you, okay, either tomorrow on Thursday or on Friday of this week. But if you write it on a sheet of notebook paper, for all of the parties involved. Please make our lives easy. Click the completed button in Google Classroom, just so that if in study hall you're asked if you turned it in, if you did it on a sheet of notebook paper and it's clicked completed in Classroom, none of us will have any issues. Okay, so just a reminder. Okay, so let's dive in. So I have these 9 vocabulary sentences. They relate to words that have to go along with economics. Okay, so the first one says, the young man decided to study economics in college. So this might help land a career with a large corporation like Google or Amazon. So on that sheet of notebook paper or on that Google Doc, you're going to say, I think economics mean, give me a definition, okay? Or I think economics relate to, tell me what you think it relates to, and then give me a reason why, okay? You could say, I think that economics relates to business because Google and Amazon are large corporations that buy and sell and do things like that, okay? If you want to use something like what I just said, go ahead for the first one to try to help you out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read the sentences to you just so that you hear the words, because some of you may be able to pronounce them. Some of you may struggle with the pronunciation. Okay, so number 2, the girl had goods like tomatoes and green beans, so she can make tomato juice or green bean casserole that she could use to sell for extra money. Number 3, the company provided certain services for its employees like daycare to help them. Number 4, Miss Hildreth used the resources she had, like scrap lumber and wood screws, to make her shelf. Number 5, Miss Hildreth used her miter saw for the production of her shelf. Number 6, the boards, nails, and glue are renewable resources or materials that she currently has. Number 7, the energy that was used is non-renewable, but it is necessary. Number 8, the gas was scarce because of the storms, so the people had to conserve what they used. Number 9, the water was plentiful because of all the rain, so they didn't worry about watering the lawn or garden. Okay, so those are your sentences. So I'm going to go back to my Google Classroom, and I'm going to go back to that economics assignment, and I'm going to click on the vocabulary Google worksheet. Okay, so I kind of already did this, but if you look, you're going to put your name. So I put Miss Hildreth on the left-hand side. Then I just picked a random class period, but I'm going to put period 3 or period 1 or period 5, whatever class period you're in. And then what I would suggest, and you can do this either way, either put the date that is due. I would just go with that. Put the date that it is due on your paper, okay? So I put 9/11, which is the due date for the people that have me on an orange date, which would be class periods 1, 2, and 3, okay? Whereas my students that have me on a black day, 5, 7, and 8, you're going to put the 10th, okay? Now, every paper needs a title. So we're going to put economics, vocabulary predictions. Then you're going to come down, you'll put number 1, I think economics means, you'll write that definition in there, and then you're going to put because, and then you're going to give me a reason or some textual evidence, okay? And you're going to do that for each of the 9 words that you saw on that previous page, okay? Now, you may either, just a reminder, you may either type it or write it, okay? Whichever way you want to do it. Turn it into the bucket if you write it. Turn it into Google Classroom if you type it. If you handwrite them, make sure that you always put completed in Google Classroom so that there's no questions, okay? Also, if you watch this video and you would like, we'll go 2 shields. If you would like 2 shields, please write, "Hi, Miss Hildreth," at the top of your worksheet and bring it up and show me, okay? So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, come see me in Success, ask me during class. And if not, have a wonderful day, and I hope you had fun listening to my video. So I will see you soon.